the UFC dark horses of every single division. Yo, what's good, boys? It is Yep MMA. We are back with another video. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys one fighter from each division that I believe is an absolute dark horse that will rise above the occasion in 2025, break out in 2025. They've either been on a win streak or are about to get on a win streak and are just highly underrated. So we're going to dive in, boys. We're going to start it off with flyweight. We're going to end with heavyweight. We're going to go through each division, giving you one dark horse in every single division that I believe is truly underrated, that people just doubt nonstop or just don't. They just look past them. And I believe these fighters will break out this year. Starting with flyweight, man. Flyweight, there's a decent amount of prospects, but it seems to be that every single prospect either gets fed to the wolves, like Steve Erceg fighting the top contenders, or Asul Almabayev recently fighting Manel Cap. Just clear disadvantages with those guys. And a dark horse that I believe will break out in 2025 that's recently been added to the UFC and has only 2 wins in the UFC is Ramazan Temirov. This is a guy that just recently came in the UFC this past year, has gone back-to-back wins, starting off with a knockout win and then getting a nice win over Charles Johnson to get himself into the rankings. He's been boosted to the rankings real quick, but this guy's got power. He's got speed. He's fast. He's very, very fast. And he comes at you for the full 15 minutes. He's got a decent gas tank. We saw him go the 15 minutes with Charles Johnson, who's a very experienced fighter who had a great win streak in 2024 and just got ended by Ramazan Temirov. Temirov has power in his hands. We've seen that. He's got, I think, 14 or 15 first-round finishes. Not many guys at flyweight have finishes like that. And now he's in the UFC. His first fight, he got a finish over CJ Vergara. Vergara's not the best guy, but if you beat CJ Vergara the way Temirov did, you can be a promising prospect. I think he's a great dark horse at flyweight. I think he's going to be a solid guy in 2025. This is a dude that people have overlooked so far. Nobody's really given him any credit for getting back-to-back wins, getting into the rankings, and seeing matchups. When I make potential matchups between him and the top 15, I can see him winning a lot of those matchups. Maybe not in the top 5 just yet, but I can see him creeping his way up this year. So Ramazan Temirov is my flyweight dark horse. But we will move on to bantamweight. Bantamweight is one of the most fun divisions in the UFC. This is a division that's been around obviously forever, and it's one of the divisions that has had some of the most exciting dark horses, some of the most exciting prospects, and one of those dudes that I believe is quite excited at bantamweight, one of those guys that I think will rise up above, is going to be Song Yadong. Obviously, this dude is already in the top 10, but I still feel like he's a dark horse. He's somebody that people look past. He fought Triple C recently. You know, that was a bit of a weird fight with the eye poke going on, and he just hasn't gotten a lot of credit for his wins, but he's got great power, very fast. He just seems like he can boost his way up the rankings this year. I just see it happening. I don't know how else to explain it. Song Yadong's young. He's 27 years old. He's on a win streak right now. Obviously, or not a win streak. He's on the win path right now. Obviously, he lost to Piotr Jan. That's a tough test, but I still see Song Yadong coming back. And when these guys start aging and retiring, I see Song Yadong taking over, getting a shot at the title. I don't know if he'll ever get the title, but I definitely see a Song Yadong title shot in the future. I can see him making his way up. I think he'll defend that top 6 spot that he's at. I believe he's ranked number 6 right now. I think he'll defend that spot, break into the top 5 this year, and we'll see Song Yadong get a title shot late 2025 or 2026. I could definitely see it happening, but Song Yadong is my dark horse for bantamweight. We will move on, though, to featherweight. Recently, we had a huge featherweight matchup this past weekend. We had Lerone Murphy facing off against Josh Emmett, and my dark horse for featherweight is Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is a guy that just is completely overlooked, even for being an undefeated prospect at featherweight, one of the toughest divisions in the UFC. He's completely overlooked. He's somebody that people just hate on. I don't understand why. He's gone through a lot in his life. You know, he as a kid, he was shot in the face, came back from adversity, got into the UFC, has been undefeated in mixed martial arts and in the UFC, fought really tough guys, and just fought Josh Emmett, one of the hardest hitters at 145. Obviously now the hardest hitter at 145 because Ilya left, but you know, he just beat Josh Emmett clearly, you know, smart. People hated on him for winning that fight the way he did. It was boring. Don't get me wrong, it was very boring, but he's smart with it. He's got a good IQ, not something that many UFC fighters have, and I can definitely see him breaking into the top 5 and getting a title shot eventually. So this is my favorite dark horse at featherweight, man. I just, you know, a lot of people would say Evloev, but Evloev's ranked 4, only unanimous decisions. I don't care. I know that Lerone Murphy is only unanimous decisions for the most part, but at least he's more fun than Evloev. Evloev can't finish a guy for his life. pause, but he can't finish a guy for his life, and Lerone Murphy can do that. So he is my favorite dark horse at featherweight. But we will move on to lightweight. Lightweight is my favorite division. I'm gonna be honest. If you know, you know. Charles Oliveira is my favorite fighter. Lightweight's my favorite division. This is a division that is constantly having fun new prospects, fun guys coming to this division, but it has been mostly the same dudes in the top 5 for the past few years. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev, Arman Sarukian. I mean, a lot of these guys have been around that top 5, top 10. Dan Hooker, a lot of these guys have been around that top 5, top 10 for a while now. But there are guys on the rise. There are dark horses in this division. There's people that aren't even ranked yet that are exciting that I know will be amazing fighters at lightweight when these guys do retire. And my favorite dark horse at lightweight is Joel Alvarez. This dude is nasty. Joel Alvarez has a 100% finish rate. He's only lost twice in the UFC, I believe. He lost to Arman Sarukian, who is now ranked number 1 in the UFC in lightweight division. So that's not a bad loss. That's a great loss to have. He did get dominated really brutally, but Joel Alvarez, a finisher. He finishes all his fights. He's fun. He's exciting. He's got a great personality, and he's really entertaining. This guy can bring it to the ground. He can wrap up a choke. He can stand and bang with you. He's very tactical. He's tall. He's very lengthy for the division. I would have loved to have seen a Jalen Turner versus Joel Alvarez matchup. But now we have Ignacio Bahamondes taking Jalen Turner's spot. So you could do Ignacio Bahamondes versus Joel Alvarez. That would be such a fun fight. But I can just match up Joel Alvarez with a lot of dudes in the lightweight rankings and just know it'll be a fun fight. And I can see him cracking that top 10 eventually. He's entertaining. He doesn't have too many holes in his game. The only thing that we saw that really got exposed was the wrestling, that top control. If he gets dominated on top, if he gets taken down, he can struggle, but he does have submissions off of his back. So I'm excited to see Joel Alvarez in the future. I think he gets in the rankings in 2025, and then he will boost up to the rankings. In 2026, I see him easily being a top 10 contender, but we will move on to the next weight class of welterweight, man. My next class, welterweight, there's some solid dark horses in welterweight, but my favorite dark horse in welterweight has to be Michael Morales, man. Michael Morales has constantly been overlooked. This dude is now in the rankings, also undefeated. Doesn't seem to have too much hype behind him. Not many people are talking about Michael Morales, man. He knocked out Neil Magny, solid win. Spinning elbow, was getting touched up for a bit, was getting held up against the cage, and then he got that spinning elbow, knocked out Neil Magny, real nice knockout. And he's in the rankings now. He hasn't fought in a while. He's fighting Gilbert Burns soon. And I'm sorry, I love Gilbert Burns, but his time is up. His time is up. I do see Michael Morales boosting up to the top 10 after beating Gilbert Burns at UFC 315. He's fighting in about a month now. So I do see Michael Morales getting into the top 10, being a solid dark horse that people will put on notice. I think he's going to put people on notice by knocking out Gilbert Burns. UFC 315, I think he gets that knockout. I think he finds that finish. But Michael Morales is my favorite dark horse. This guy is strong for the division. He's very lengthy. He's got great striking, and he can also take it to the ground. We don't see him take it to the ground too much, but his striking is good. He's very sharp, and I think he will be solid in 2025 and in 2026. I see him in the top 10 doing some real damage, man. But we will move on to the next weight class of middleweight. Middleweight is a solid weight class. It's got a lot of new prospects, but my favorite dark horse, a dude that's always been a dark horse, and that a lot of people have predicted that, he will be something in the future, but will he really be great? I think he will be, and that's going to be Anthony Hernandez. This dude has been a solid dark horse for as long as we know, and now he's in the top 10. Dangerous. He's the middleweight Marab. A lot of people have said this. He's the middleweight Marab, His cardio is insane. His striking is great. His scrambles are amazing. On the ground, he's got amazing jiu-jitsu. We've seen him choke out Roman Kopylov. He's brought in people to the ground. He was able to stay on the ground with Allen. What's his name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Allen recently. And he was able to stay on the ground, hold himself on the ground, and get in scrambles and always win those scrambles. So I think Anthony Hernandez is going to be a solid dark horse, and especially this year, I see him getting in the top 5, honestly. I see him beating somebody in the top 5, maybe a Whitaker, maybe there's a lot of dudes at middleweight, so it's hard to match up, but I could see him fighting a Caio Borralho and giving him a solid run for his money. But we will see what happens with Anthony Hernandez in 2025, but we will move on to light heavyweight. Light heavyweight, there's a dude, man, that is very underrated. Huge dark horse. This guy is, honestly, I think he's really fun. I just wish he was more active It's tough to get him in the octagon fighting on an active yearly basis, and that's Azamat Mirzakhanov. This dude looks like a blob. He does not look like your top contender in the world, but I think Azamat Mirzakhanov has all the tools to make it into the top 10, give some people a run for their money, absolutely give a fight to the champ now. And I think he's solid. I think he's solid. His striking's really good. He showed that in his last fight. We have yet to really see his cardio be tested too heavily, but Azamat Mirzakhanov is definitely dangerous at light heavyweight. I think he's going to cause problems for a lot of dudes. I think he cracks the top 10 if he's just more active. We need to fight. We need to have him fight more than once a year. Get him in twice a year at least, man. But I think Azamat Mirzakhanov is one of those dudes that people have overlooked nonstop. I think they'll continue to overlook him. I'm pretty sure he's unbeaten in the UFC and in his MMA career, and I think he'll continue that streak. But we will move on to heavyweight, where my favorite dark horse, man. I love this guy. I think he's so entertaining for heavyweight. I think he brings a lot of fans to heavyweight, and I think he's going to become a title challenger one day, man. And that's got to be Jailton Almeida. Is my favorite. He's my favorite black horse, man. In heavyweight, he is solid everywhere. His BJJ is beautiful. His ground and pound is beautiful. The way he executes his game at 240 pounds is just insane. He moves like a bantamweight on the ground. He's able to get in nice scramble positions, always stay on top. He has beautiful leverage when he is on top position. When he gets you to the ground, he's just coming off of TKO win, man. He's got TKO wins, submission wins. Almost all of his wins come by finish. The only one he didn't finish, I believe, was Derek Lewis, man. But almost all of his finishes, all of his fights come by finish. He's fun, he's entertaining, and he's really fast, really agile, and he's not a fat blob. He's not a fat blob at heavyweight. I think he would give Tom Aspinall a solid run for his money. I would love to see that matchup. I think they should match him up against Cyril Gahn first. I need to see that one first. I need to see Cyril Gahn get his bitch ass choked out, but we need to see that one, and then we need to see Jailton Almeida fight Tom Aspinall for the belt. Not for the interim belt, for the belt, all right? But that's the entire video, boys. If you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop your comments down below who your favorite dark horses are in each division, and I will catch you boys in the next one. See you.